Good morning students. Hope all are doing fine. In this class, we will discuss a very famous play by William Shakespeare, that is The Merchant of Venice. We will start with Act 1 and Scene 1 today. But before that, I'll ask all of you to go to the study material section and download the study material first, because that should be kept open in front of you. Yes, I am going to proceed with line by line explanations. Before I start, we need to know what the scene is all about. The first scene of the play presents the expositions. We are introduced to the main themes and the main characters of the play. We are introduced to Antonio, the merchant of Venice, and his friends. Here Antonio seems to be very sad and despondent, while his friends, that is Salarino and Salenio, are trying hard to find out the cause behind his melancholic state. Now we are introduced to Bassanio also, one of Antonio's closest friends. He confides in Antonio about his plan of seeking the hand of Portia, a rich heiress in Belmont. He actually asks for some loan so that he can represent himself as a rich suitor or an eligible suitor to Portia. When he asks for loan, Antonio says it is impossible for him as of now, as all his ventures are at sea right now, and he asks Bassanio to arrange the loan by taking his name and credit from the moneylenders of Venice. So let us begin with line by line explanations. Before we start any scene, any act, we need to know the location and the characters present there in the scene. In Act 1, Scene 1, the location is Venice, a street, and the characters are Antonio, as I said, he is the merchant of Venice, and his friends Salarino and Salenio. So Antonio's speech: "In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. It wearies me. You say it wearies you. But how I caught it, found it, or came by it, what stuff it is made of, whereof it is born, I am to learn. And such a want with sadness makes of me, that I have much ado to know myself." So from the opening speech of Antonio, we came to know that Antonio is sad. So in sooth means truly. I know not why I am so sad. He doesn't know why he is sad. It wearies me. You say it wearies you. He is unaware of the fact that what are the causes that are making him sad, and that is causing his weary. And by it, he is referring to sadness. And you say it wearies you. You are whom? Salarino and Salenio. You are saying that you are tired or exhausted due to my sadness. But how I caught it, found it, or came by it? He is clueless. How did he catch that? How did he come across? Of what? Of sadness. What stuff it is made of? He doesn't know what are the things out of which it has made, whereof it is born, what is the root of it. I am to learn. I need to know. And such a want with sadness makes of me, that I have much ado to know myself. And due to this want with means what? That is dull-witted or dim-witted. Due to this sadness, I have become a dim-witted one. Okay, and I have much ado to know myself. Due to this sadness, I have become a foolish one, a dim-witted one, and I am having difficulty in order to recognize my new self. Ado means what? Difficulty or trouble. Now to this, what Salarino says: your mind is tossing on the ocean, there where your argosies with portly sail. like seniors and rich burghers on the flood, or as it were the pageants of the sea, do overbear the petty traffickers, that courtesy to them do them reverence, as they fly by with their woven wings. Now, as Antonio is very much sad and he is trying to figure out its causes, Salarino and Salarino are trying to make him laugh. By the Salarino speech, what we came to know, your mind is tossing on the ocean, means your business are right now at the sea. There were your argosies with portly sail. What do you mean by argosy? That is big merchant ships laden with grand merchandise that are at sea right now with portly sail. Portly sail means other commercial small boats. Like seniors and rich burghers on the flood. Here Salarino compares Antonio's merchandise ships as gentlemen or great or grand citizen. Or seniors means what? That is an Italian term for gentleman. Or as it were the pageants of the sea. What do you mean by pageant? Pageant means exhibition cuts in carnival processions. It seems like Antonio's big ship is right now at the pageant. Do overbear the petty traffickers. Do overbear means they are towering over the petty traffickers. Petty traffickers here again referring to the small commercial ships. That courtesy to them reverence, as they fly by them with their woven wings. So that are what? That are those commercial ships. So they bob up and down as if courtesying to show respect to Antonio's big and grand ships, as they fly by them with their woven wings, as they sped past with their or canvas sails. Salarino, believe me, sir, had I such venture forth, the better part of my affections would be with my hopes abroad. I should be still plucking the grass to know where seats the wind, peering in maps for ports and piers and roads, and every object that might make me fear misfortune to my ventures, out of doubt would make me sad. Now to this, Salarino says, believe me, sir, trust me, sir. Sir is whom? He is Antonio here. Had I such venture forth, if I had such ventures on sea like you, the better part of my affections, means the most of his concerns would be with my hopes abroad. Hopes, why he is using hopes here? Because he has invested much in the ship. So most of his concern would be engaged on such ventures. I should be still plucking the grass to know where seats the wind. So if I were at your place, I would have plucked the suit of grass to see the direction of the wind in order to determine the weather condition. Peering in maps for ports and piers the roads. I would have looked into maps for what? For ports means harbors. Then piers means jetties, and roads and channels. And every object that might make me fear misfortune to my ventures, out of doubt would make me sad. And I would get frightened with every small things that may cause a little harm to my ships. Now to this, what Salarino says? To this, Salarino replies, my wind cooling my broth would blow me to an ark, when I thought what harm a wind too great at sea might do. I would get upset blowing my hot soup because that will make me reminded of the great or very strong wind at the sea, what they can do to my ships. I shouldn't see the sandy hourglass run, but I should think of shallows and of flats. I should not see the sandy hourglass. What is sandy hourglass? That is an instrument for measuring time. It has two glass receptacles joined with a little teeny hole at the middle, which helps the sand to pass through within just 1 hour. So I should not look at the sandy hourglass, but I should think of shallows and of flats. Shallow means shallow water and flat means sandy banks. And see my wealthy Andrew docked in sand, veiling her high top lower than her ribs to kiss her burial. So there is an imagery. What do you mean by Andrew? Andrew is a common name given to ships during Shakespeare's time. Generally the name suggests its masculinity, but here it is referring to as her, because it is customary for the ships to be regarded as feminine. So it is here, as I said, here is an imagery. He is thinking of his ship getting overturned. Veiling her high top means topsails lowering than the mast, and it seems like they are willing to kiss its burial. Burial means the sandy banks where the ship has become embedded. So what is he saying here? Should I go to church and see the holy edifice of stone and not bethink me straight of dangerous rocks which touching but my gentle vessel's side? So if I go to church and see the edifice there, it will make me think about the dangerous rocks at the sea, and if they touch my vessel's side, means my ship's side, what harm it will do to it? Would scatter all her spices on the stream. It will actually cause to scatter all its valuable spices on the sea. Enrobe the roaring waters with my silk. It will cause my silks to fall out and drape the waves. And in a word, but even now oath this, and now oath nothing. So when my ship was safe, it was very worthy to me. But the misfortune to such venture may reduce my happiness in seconds. Shall I have the thought to think on this, and shall I lack the thought that such a thing bechanced would make me sad? Bechance means happened. So if I think of such misfortunes that may happen to my ship, you tell me, will I not be sad? But tell not me. I know Antonio is sad to think upon his merchandise. So here Salarino is quite sure that Antonio is sad as he is thinking about his merchandise on the sea. Now to this Antonio replies, believe me, no, I thank my fortune for it. My ventures are not in one bottom trusted, nor to one place, nor is my whole estate upon the fortune of this present year. Therefore, my merchandise makes me not sad. So, to this Antonio says, believe me, trust me. I thank my fortune for it. I have not invested at a particular voyage, nor to one place, or I have not invested to one place only, nor is my whole estate upon the fortune of the present year. Neither my financial status depend upon only 1 year's of transaction. Therefore, my merchandise makes me not sad. So let me tell you, it is not the merchandise that is causing my sadness. Now Salarino says, why then are you in love? So when Antonio declares that he is not sad due to his merchandise, that makes Salarino to say, are you in love? Antonio. To this Antonio replies, nonsense, by saying, fie. Now Salarino says, not in love neither. Then let us say you are sad because you are not married. Now Salarino concludes like, if you are not in love, then you are sad because you are not happy. For you to laugh and leave and say you are married because you are not sad. But if you tell yourself that you are happy, you will laugh and leave and you will not be sad. Now, by two-headed Janus, nature hath framed strange fellows in her time. Now, by referring Janus here, Salarino actually wants to tell us that nature has framed two different types of people. Who is Janus here? Janus is a Roman god of beginnings and transitions, generally placed above the doorways, having two opposite faces. One is looking inside and another is outside. One is very happy one and another is a frowning one. So it represents two different types of people. Some that will evermore peep through their eyes and laugh like parrots at a bagpiper. Some people are there, when they will start laughing, they will develop wrinkles all over their faces and their eyes seem to peep through the eyelids. Some people are also there who laughs at the dreary noise of the bagpiper like a parrot who laughs mindlessly. And another of such vinegar aspect, yes, there are people also who has very sour expression, who are very serious, and they will not show their teeth in way of smile, though Nestor swear the jest be laughable. So they will not show their teeth at anything, even if Nestor says, who is Nestor now? Nestor is a very serious Greek general of Trojan War. Even if Nestor declares the joke to be funny, then also people are there who will not laugh at such jokes. Now enter Bassanio, Lorenzo and Gratiano. What Salarino says, here comes Bassanio, your most noble kinsman. Now Salarino says, here comes Bassanio, your closest friend, your most noble kinsman, Gratiano and Lorenzo. Gratiano and Lorenzo, who are they? They are two friends, other two friends. Fare ye well means goodbye. We leave you now with better company. Now Salarino is saying like, now I will love to leave you with better company. Why better company? Because it is the company of Bassanio, Bassanio, Antonio's best friend, and two other friends, that is Lorenzo and Gratiano. Now Salarino says, I would have stayed till I had made you merry if all their friends had not prevented me. I would love to stay here and until I figure out what is the cause of your sadness or until I make you merry. But as I have seen your worthier friends have come, I need to leave you in their company now. To this Antonio says, Your oath is very much dear in my regard. Now you are very worthy in my esteem. I take it your own business calls on you. I can say you have your own preoccupations. You have your own business to attend. And you embrace the occasion to depart. And you are taking this is an opportunity to depart. Now, Salarino is wishing, good morrow, my good lords. Means good morning to my good lords. Good lords here, Bassanio, Lorenzo and Graciano. Bassanio, good seniors both. When shall we laugh? Say when. Now, Bassanio is asking Salarino and Salanio, like, when shall we laugh? When will we have a fun time together? Say when. You grow exceeding strange. Must it be so? Two of you have become strangers. Should this be like that? To this, Salarino says, we will make our leisures to attend on yours. We will definitely have our leisure time in order to meet and in order to have good time together. Now Lorenzo, what he says, my Lord Bassanio, since you have found Antonio, we too will leave you. But at dinner time, I pray you have in mind where we must meet. So like Salarino and Salanio left, I too need to have your leave as you have found Antonio's company. But please keep in your mind that we will meet at dinner time. To this, Bassanio replies, I'll not fail you, I'll not disappoint you. Graciano, looking at Antonio's miserable state, he goes on saying, you look not well, Senior Antonio. You do not look good, Sir Antonio. You have too much respect upon the world. They lose it that do buy it with much care. Believe me, you are marvelously changed. He is saying, you care too much for the worldly things. Those who care too much for the terrestrial things like success and happiness, they often end up by losing everything. Believe me, you are marvelously changed. Believe me, you do not look yourself. Now Antonio says, I hold the world but as the world, Graciano, a stage where every man must play a part and mine a sad one. Now Antonio says, I take the world as it is. I regard the world as it is. Now it is a stage where everyone has to perform, and as of now my role is the sad one. Here this lines actually making me remind of the very famous Jax's monologue in As You Like It by William Shakespeare, a pastoral comedy. Here he says, all the world's a stage, all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and entrances. So Antonio is quoting that, and Antonio is saying this world is a stage and we all are characters. We are playing our own roles. And right now my role is the sad one. Now at Antonio's such declaration, Graciano says, let me play the fool. In that case, he would love to play the role of a fool. With mirth and laughter, let old wrinkles come, and let my liver rather heat with wine than my heart cool with mortifying groans. He wishes to be merry even in his old age when wrinkles do appear. And the Elizabethans believe that the liver heated with wine actually produce very rich blood and so a very lively personality, and the sighs and groans cause the blood to drain away from the heart. Here we came to know that Graciano is a lively personality when he says, why should a man whose blood is warm within, sit like his grandsire, cut in alabaster. So why should a lively man behave like this? As if he is very cold and stoic, like a stone of his grandfather's tomb. Sleep when he wakes. Why someone should be so much inactive that it seems that he is sleeping, but actually he is awake. And creep into the jaundice by being peevish. Now, jaundice, Elizabethans believe that jaundice is a disease which can be caused due to extreme jealousy, bad temper and peevishness. Then why to develop jaundice by being peevish? I tell thee what, Antonio, I love thee, and it is my love that speaks. What I'll tell you, Antonio, I love you, and it is my love for you that speaks. There are a sort of men whose visages do cream and mantle like a standing pond. So there are some people who actually has deliberately developed a very still expression upon their visages, means upon their faces. They are exactly like the filth or the scum on the stagnant pond, means that will not cause any movement, there will be no change, and they deliberately pose that and do a willful stillness entertain with purpose to be dressed in an opinion of wisdom, gravity, profound conceit. So, why do they do so? As to retain the reputation of being very wise, profound and serious. As who should say, I am Sir Oracle. As they were to say, they are like oracle. Oracle is Greek oracle here. It was the voice of God speaking through the priest. And when I ope my lips, let no dog bark. So they are like Sir Oracle. And when they start speaking, there should be absolute silence. Oh my Antonio, I do know of this, that therefore only are reputed wise for saying nothing. Means you are doing it to retain the reputation of being a serious person by saying nothing. When I am very sure, if they should speak, would almost damn those ears which hearing them would call their brothers fools. If they start speaking, the listeners who are listening to them will call them fools. Because according to the Christian Bible, whosoever calls their brothers fools shall be in danger of hell and fire. I'll tell thee more of this another time, but fish not with this melancholy bet, for this fool gudgeon this opinion. I'll tell more about this later, but as of now, I'll suggest do not retain your reputation of being serious by using your melancholy, because that will be as unearthly as to catch the fish as gudgeon. Gudgeon is a fish that is available in the fresh water of Europe, and that is very easy to catch. I'll tell thee more of this another time, as I said. Now, come, good Lorenzo, fare ye well a while. Now he bids Antonio and Bassanio farewell and decides to leave with Lorenzo. And I will end my exhortation after dinner. I will continue my good advice after dinner. Now to this, Lorenzo replies, well, we will leave you then till dinner time. I must be one of this same dumb wise men, for Gratiano never lets me speak. Now Lorenzo is saying, now we will leave you, you means here Antonio and Bassanio, till dinner time. And if I will be with Graciano for more time, I will be a serious dumb man, because Graciano hardly allows me to speak. To this Graciano says, well, keep me company, but 2 years more, moments more. Thou shalt not know the sound of thine own tongue. If you stay with me for more 2 years, you will forget the sound of your own tongue. Antonio, farewell. I'll grow a talker for this year. Now Antonio says, I also have become a great talker like him. Now Graciano says, thanks, I faith, for silence is only commendable in a neat tongue dried and a maid not vendible. See, according to me, according to whom? To Graciano, silence is praiseworthy in the case of a dried ox tongue, or for a girl who has no chance in marriage market. Now Antonio asks, to whom? To Bassanio, as Graciano and Lorenzo exit. Is that anything now? What do you think of all that? Bassanio replies, Graciano speaks an infinite deal of nothing more than any man in all Venice. Means Graciano speaks an endless stream of nonsense than any man in all Venice. His reasons are as 2 grains of wheat heaped in 2 busses of chaff. You shall seek all day ere you find them, and when you have them, they are not worth the search. His speeches are so much long that you need to find out the main message after going through a long speech. And when you will find that, you will realize they are not at all worthy of such search. Now Antonio says, well, tell me now what the lady is, the same to whom you swore a secret pilgrimage, and you today promised to tell me of. Now here Antonio is referring to whom? Portia. Here we are having her reference for the first time. Now tell me more about the woman to whom you have promised to have a secret pilgrimage, means secret trip. Pilgrimage, by pilgrimage, here Antonio is giving Portia godly strata, a saintly strata, and someone who is worshipped by many and who is unattainable, that you today promised to tell me of. About whom today you have promised to tell me. So up to line number 124 we have read today. We will finish the rest in the next class. So you just go through the video well. Whenever or wherever you are having any doubt, you please pause that, try to figure out. If you cannot find, yes, I am always open to answer all the queries of yours. Do write in the comment section. Now go to the worksheet section and download the worksheet. Try to answer on your own. Hopefully these informations were beneficial to you and it will help you to solve the answer. If not, then I'll be discussing the answer in the next class. So up to this today, we'll meet in the next class. Till then, do study well, take care of yourself, stay happy, stay blessed, stay at home. Have a good day ahead. Thank you.